Solar 3.0 is here, and with it comes a whole load of new build potential within Destiny 2. Well, today I'm going to check out a Warlock Solar 3.0 PvE build, and this one's going to allow you to throw pretty much infinite grenades, allowing you to turn that floor into lava, destroying everything in your path. I'm going to run through the build including the Solar 3.0 setup, including the Aspects and the Fragments, exotic armor, the weapons and also the mods. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, this build is all about giving our Warlocks the ability to throw as many grenades as possible, and you can do this through a combination of our exotic armor, those are the Sunbracers, and our combination of Aspects and Fragments with Solar 3.0. By combining these features together, we're going to be able to throw multiple grenades, creating walls of flame, and that is going to incinerate enemies in seconds. Well, first of all, let's have a look at the Solar 3.0 setup. So for our super, I'm using Daybreak. My class ability, I'm using Phoenix Dive. For my melee ability, I'm using Incinerator Snap. And for the grenade, I'm using the Solar Grenade. Looking at the aspects, so first of all, we've got Touch of Flame. So your healing, solar, firebolt, and fusion grenades have enhanced functionality. So the healing grenade has improved cure and restoration, and this is the one we're looking at. So the solar grenade increases the linger duration and fires blobs of lava. And then finally you got your firebolt grenade, increases the target search radius and count, and fusion grenade explode twice. But we are specifically going to be tapping into those features on the solar grenade, so look out for that in a minute. Next up for the aspects, I'm using Heat Rises, so you can fire your weapons at melee and throw grenades while gliding. So you activate this by consuming a grenade, and final blows whilst airborne increase the duration of heat rises and grant melee energy. Next up, let's have a look at the fragments. I'm using Ember of Searing, defeating a scorched target grants melee energy. I'm using Ember of Torches, so powered melee attacks against combatants make you and your nearby allies radiant. Ember of Blistering, so defeat targets with solar ignition, that grants grenade energy. And then Ember of Ashes, you apply more scorched stacks to targets. And that works pretty much out of the box, although you're going to need to purchase Ember of Searing from Ikora Ray in the tower. Well, let's have a quick look at the solar keywords we're going to be using here. So first of all, Ignite, a large damaging solar explosion in the area around the target. Then I'm using Radiant, so your weapons are enhanced by the power of the Traveller and deal increased damage to foes. And finally, I'm using Scorch, so the target is singed by destructive solar light, taking damage over time. Scorch damage increases, the target accumulates more scorch stacks, and after 100 stacks are applied to the target, they ignite. Well, the key here is Touch of Flame in combination with our solar grenade. The solar grenade now lingers and spouts lava, creating more damage against our enemies. Heat Rises is pretty good too, as this gives us the ability to hover above our enemies and rain down fire. And by having Phoenix Dive, that allows us to get back on the ground quickly if we need to. So Heat Rises does give us that in-air advantage over our enemies, but sometimes being in mid-air makes us a sitting duck. Phoenix Dive is really useful as it gives us that healing ability as well, so if we're in trouble we can quickly heal as well as create loads of damage. Well, next up, let's have a look at the exotic armor. So with Sunbracers, they are exotic Warlock gauntlets. So first of all, we've got Helium Spirals, it increases the duration of the solar grenades, and solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. We've also got a mobility enhancement mod, and that increases the mobility, always handy as a Warlock. So the key feature from the exotic armor is solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. So now that we've got our Incinerator Snap, this is going to allow us to kill enemies with our melee ability, and then we can unleash those solar grenades, creating a floor of lava. Well, next up, let's have a look at our weapons. So first of all, in the kinetic slot, I'm using Ostringer. This one is a legendary kinetic hand cannon with an adaptive frame, meaning it's got a well-rounded grip, it's reliable and it's sturdy. And you can get this one from Opulent Chest on the Leviathan. In the energy slot, I'm using the Cartesian Coordinate. This one is a legendary energy fusion rifle with a rapid fire frame, meaning deeper ammo reserves but slightly faster reload when the magazine is empty. This one is a great solar fusion rifle, and with the right roll can be absolutely devastating. You can pick this one up from Banshee 44 or Zur when they are selling it. It's an older weapon now, but it's still a great one. In the power slot, I'm using Galahorn. So I'm using this really for the DPS when I come up against bosses or yellow bar enemies. It has some really good perks, so Wolfpack rounds. So rounds fired split into tracking cluster missiles upon detonation. And then you've got Pack Hunter, so gain increased handling and reload speed when staying near allies. And firing the weapon also grants Wolfpack rounds to nearby allies wielding non-exotic rocket launchers, so you are going to be benefiting your fire team as well. You can get this one from owning the 30th anniversary pack and visiting Shorehand on the Cosmodrome. Well, next up, let's have a look at the mods, and this is another key for getting unlimited grenades. So first of all, I'm using Bountiful Wells. So elemental well mods that cause you to spawn elemental wells now stack, spawning additional wells for each copy of the mod you have equipped. And that's going to be really important for our next mod, so Elemental Ordnance. So defeating a combatant with a grenade spawns an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type, and given that we've got Bountiful Wells equipped, this can stack and produce multiple wells at the same time. So each time we throw a grenade, we're going to be producing loads of elemental wells. Finally, I'm using Font of Might, so picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same elemental type. Basically increased damage when you pick up a solar elemental well. So let's have a look at some gameplay and put it all together, because there is a specific sequence to get the most out of the build. So first of all, we want to consume a grenade, then you want to use Heat Rises to hover, use your melee ability to get a kill through your Incinerator Snap, and then throw as many grenades as possible. Go back down to the floor, collect the wells, and then repeat the process. You're literally going to be able to throw loads and loads of grenades, and your enemies simply aren't going to be able to escape your fiery grenades. Let me know in the comments what you think of the build, and also let me know if you've got any improvements. Well, that is it for this Warlock Solar 3.0 PvE build in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.